My dear, thank you for sitting with me today, for letting me share this quiet moment with you. Sometimes I imagine you as my own grandchild, curled up on a soft chair, sunlight drifting across your face as you listen to an old voice speaking with all the love and gentleness the years have given. If there is one thing I would wish for your life, it would be joy. The kind of deep, lasting happiness that isn't bought in a store, that isn't measured in the size of your house or the things you own, but that rises from within and colors every part of your day. Today, I want to talk to you about finding joy in simplicity, about the quiet freedom that comes from letting go of the things that weigh us down and discovering the happiness that lives in less. When I look back on my own journey, I see now how easy it was to believe the world's message that more is always better, that our worth is tied to what we accumulate, what we wear, what we display to others. But the truth, learned slowly and sometimes painfully over many years, is that the richest life is often the simplest one. There is a quiet magic in having enough warmth, enough friendship, enough time, enough peace, and letting that be enough. The happiest moments I remember are not filled with fancy things or crowds or noise, but with the laughter of loved ones around a plain wooden table, the smell of bread baking in a small kitchen, the feeling of a fresh breeze through an open window. It's the sound of a friend's voice, the feel of bare feet on cool grass, the pride in fixing something with my own hands, the soft light of dawn, the taste of fruit straight from the tree. You see, real joy is not hidden in more stuff. It's hiding in plain sight, waiting in the everyday, the ordinary, the simple. The trouble is, the world will always try to convince you otherwise. Advertisements, social media, and even well-meaning people may tell you that happiness can be bought or collected, that you'll be enough when you own a certain thing or reach a certain place. But I hope you'll let my many years remind you things bring only fleeting pleasure. True happiness is born from a clear heart, a gentle mind, and the freedom that comes when you let go of what you do not need. I remember times when my house was full of things I barely used, gifts unopened, gadgets collecting dust, clothes never worn. I kept them thinking they might bring joy someday, but instead they filled my space and stole my peace. The more I owned, the more I had to clean, fix, worry about, and protect. Slowly, I learned to ask, does this add real value to my life? Does it help me grow, connect, create, or rest? If not, I thanked it for its service and let it go. With every box given away, with every drawer emptied, I felt lighter, like I was making room for what really mattered. What matters most can't be put on a shelf. It's time, health, laughter, friendship, quiet mornings, meaningful work, a sense of belonging. When you free yourself from the clutter, both the physical and the mental clutter, you begin to hear your own heart more clearly. You discover what you truly love, what makes you feel alive, what kind of person you want to be. You start to notice the beauty in small things, a well-worn book, a steaming mug, a handwritten note, the softness of an old blanket, the way the world looks after rain. Less stuff means more space for memories, for creativity, for relationships to deepen. And it isn't just about cleaning out your closet or your room. It's about letting go of the pressure to keep up, the need to prove yourself, the habit of comparing your life to someone else's. The gift of simplicity is that it frees your energy for what's real: learning, loving, being present, being kind. It lets you savor life instead of rushing through it. The freedom of having less is that you worry less, you spend less, and you chase less. You stop measuring your days by what you have and start cherishing them for who you are becoming. In simplicity, you find more time for what truly matters: walking in nature, talking with a friend, creating something beautiful, helping someone in need, or simply sitting in the quiet and feeling grateful to be alive. So if you feel weighed down by too much, know that you are not alone. Start small. Clear out one drawer. Give away what you don't love. Pause before you buy something new. Ask yourself if it serves your soul. And remember, the things that fill your heart, kindness, gratitude, curiosity, laughter, never cost a cent and never grow old. Life is not about how much you own, but about how deeply you live. As I look back, I realize that my happiest memories were never about things. They were about love, about moments of honesty and laughter, about the comfort of a warm meal shared, or a gentle hand in mine. So choose simplicity, my dear, whenever you can. Let go of what is not yours to carry. Make space for joy. Fill your days with experiences, with meaning, with love. Be gentle with yourself if it takes time. Simplicity is a practice, not a destination. Over time, you'll find yourself breathing easier, walking lighter, smiling more. And you'll see that happiness was never hiding. It was always waiting for you, right here, in the beauty of less. And as we settle in for this long and gentle conversation, I hope you feel the peace that simplicity brings, the sense that there is nothing to prove and nowhere you need to rush. I want you to know that even in the busiest seasons of life, even when the world feels loud and overwhelming, you can return to simplicity as to a safe and loving home. It is not about perfection or living with nothing, but about making room for what matters. I remember the days when I would try to keep up with trends, with neighbors, with the latest gadgets or fashions, and each time I reached for more, I found myself emptier, longing for something I couldn't quite name. Only later did I realize that the something I wanted was peace, presence, and the quiet contentment that comes from being enough, from having enough. It is a kind of happiness you can trust, one that grows in your heart, not in your closet or your bank account. I hope you will learn sooner than I did that you are not what you own. Your worth is not measured by your possessions, your job title, or your social media likes. You are worthy because you exist, because you feel, because you love and are loved. Everything else is just decoration, beautiful for a moment, but never the substance of a life. There is great wisdom in pausing, in asking yourself, does this add to my life or distract from it? Does it help me grow or just fill up space? With every small act of letting go, whether it's a shirt you never wear or a worry you don't need, you are choosing yourself, your peace, and your joy. You might find as you journey down this path of simplicity that the things you truly cherish are not things at all. They are moments, experiences, memories, relationships, and the feeling of living true to yourself. The first time you let go of something you thought you needed, you might feel a little anxious, maybe even a pang of loss. But soon after, you will feel lighter, freer, as if you have made space for your real self to breathe.
Making every day special means letting go of yesterday's regrets and meeting today with hope and tenderness. You might wonder how to hold on to this sense of wonder as you get older or as life gets busier. The truth is, it takes practice. It's easy to let the days blur together, to get lost in routines and worries. But if you choose to look for the good, to create meaning in small ways, you will find that every season of life has its own kind of magic. When I look back on my years, I don't remember the things I bought or the goals I reached as much as I remember the little moments. Sitting on the porch, watching the stars, listening to stories with loved ones, the smell of cookies baking on a cold day, the quiet pride of learning something new. These are the treasures you carry with you, no matter how old you get. And if you ever feel that you are missing out because you haven't done something big yet, let me reassure you, the small things are the big things. Every ordinary day, every kind word, every shared laugh, every time you choose to show up for yourself or someone else, these are the building blocks of a meaningful life. You don't have to climb a mountain or change the world to make today special. You just have to be present, to care, to notice, and to love. So as you move forward, take this gentle wisdom with you. Slow down. Notice the details. Cherish the rituals. Be kind to yourself. Reach out to others. Practice gratitude. Forgive yourself. Celebrate every season. Know that you are enough and that you are deeply loved, just as you are. Life is made of days, and each day can be made special, no matter your age or your circumstances. Thank you truly for spending this time with me. Your presence means more than you know. If this conversation brought you comfort, hope, or inspiration, I warmly invite you to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, share it with someone who might need a gentle word today, and subscribe so we can keep sharing these moments together. Until next time, may you find something special in every day. And may you always remember that you are never alone on this journey. You are cherished and you are loved. And as we continue our journey together in these quiet moments, I want you to know how deeply your presence here matters, not only to me, but to the gentle spirit of hope and connection that we are nurturing, one word at a time. Each day, you are given a brand new opportunity to honor yourself, to be the author of small joys and soft kindnesses, to be both gentle and brave in the face of life's constant changes. Remember that every morning you wake up is a little miracle, a fresh beginning that belongs only to you. Some days may arrive with sunshine and eagerness, others with fog or reluctance, but every single day is worthy of being marked by your noticing, your care, and your love. It's easy to believe the lie that only spectacular or glamorous days are worthy of our gratitude, but the deepest, richest lives are built out of thousands of quietly special moments. Moments that happen while washing dishes with someone you love, or tying your shoes, or pausing to watch the rain slide down the window. I hope you let yourself feel the beauty of the in-between times, the peace that can be found in a deep breath or the reassurance of a hand on your shoulder. With every year that passes, I have grown more certain that the way we speak to ourselves matters. The world is full of voices telling us what we are not, what we lack, what we must achieve to be worthy. But let my voice be a gentle reminder that your worth has always been yours, intrinsic and unbreakable, no matter how messy or incomplete things may sometimes feel. If you listen closely to your own heart, you'll find the beginnings of kindness already there. Speak softly to yourself on the tough days. Celebrate your quiet victories and treat your mistakes not as evidence of failure, but as proof that you are alive, learning and moving forward. It is not the absence of hardship that makes a life beautiful, but the courage to keep going, to keep loving, to keep noticing all that is good, even when things are not perfect. And I encourage you, my dear, to honor your own rhythm. Life is not a contest, and there is no finish line at which all your questions are answered, all your boxes checked. Instead, you move at your own pace, sometimes leaping forward, sometimes needing to pause or even take a step back and rest. This is not failure. This is being human. If you listen to your body and your heart, you'll know when to push and when to be still, when to seek company and when to enjoy your own quiet companionship. Let yourself delight in the small ways you show up for yourself, even if it's just taking a deep breath, stepping outside for a few moments, or closing your eyes and listening to the sounds around you. These moments of presence are gifts you give to yourself, and they have the power to transform your days in ways you may not even notice until you look back and realize how much lighter and more peaceful you feel. I want to tell you, too, about the incredible power of forgiveness, not only towards others, but also toward yourself. Everyone, no matter how wise or loving, has said things they regret, made choices they wish they could change, or hurt someone, even unintentionally.
I hope you let yourself notice, right now, the small comforts that surround you. The steady rhythm of your breath, the gentle warmth of a favorite sweater, the way sunlight finds its way through the curtains, the quiet ticking of a clock, reminding you that there is nothing urgent, nothing to chase. When life gets complicated or noisy, you have the power to pause, to come home to yourself, to choose again how you wish to move through the world. I have seen many seasons, watched the world become faster and busier, and I can tell you, it is the ones who pause, who savor, who dare to say no to hurry, that discover the deepest joys. There is a simple strength in slowness. It allows you to listen, truly listen, to your own needs and to the needs of others. It opens your eyes to beauty that hides in plain sight. The way laughter softens a hard day. How a shared meal feels like a feast, even if it's just soup and bread. How a phone call or a letter can brighten a week more than any package or purchase. When you move slowly, you give yourself the gift of awareness, the ability to make choices that honor your values and your dreams, rather than just following the crowd. There is another secret to happiness that simplicity reveals: the freedom to be fully yourself. When you stop measuring your life against what others have or what they expect, you discover what you truly love. Maybe you find happiness in early mornings and quiet walks, or in late nights spent making music or stories or art. Maybe you find it in growing a garden, or cooking, or teaching, or building things with your hands. Maybe you find it in caring for animals, or in laughter shared with a child, or in learning something new just because it makes your spirit dance. Let your own joy guide you. When you own less, you worry less about losing things or impressing people, and more about nurturing the flame of your own interests, your own character, your own kind of happiness. You become more creative because you're not distracted by endless options and clutter. You become more generous because you see how much you have to share. You become more content because you learn the sweet art of enough. There is such dignity in knowing what is enough. Sometimes the world will try to convince you that your value lies in more, in getting, having, doing, chasing. But real value lies in being, in kindness, in patience, in the courage to follow a quieter, truer path. Don't be afraid to be different, to live more simply, to walk a little slower, to savor a little longer. Sometimes you'll be misunderstood by people who haven't yet tasted the freedom of letting go. That's all right. With time, many will notice your lightness and peace, and they'll start to wonder about the beauty of less themselves. In simplicity, you also discover resilience, the ability to weather life's storms with grace. When you're not tangled up in too much, you're more flexible, more able to adapt, to change, to start again if you must. You become grateful for small comforts, finding peace even in the midst of hardship, because you know that happiness isn't something you have to hunt down or buy. It's something you cultivate from the inside, in the way you greet each day, in the way you forgive, in the way you hope. Let's talk for a moment about forgiving yourself for past mistakes or missed opportunities. Sometimes our hearts get cluttered with regrets, and we hold on to old stories about what we should have done or who we should be. Simplicity is an invitation to let go of those old scripts. You are not defined by your mistakes, nor by what you didn't accomplish. You are defined by your willingness to keep trying, to keep loving, to keep moving forward. Life is not a straight line, but a winding, surprising, miraculous journey, and every step, forward, sideways, even backward, is part of the story. Allow yourself to grow slowly. Celebrate every small step, every small win, every gentle effort to choose peace over perfection. Simplicity also asks us to return again and again to gratitude. When you own less and chase less, you have more space to notice what's already good, the blessing of your body and breath, the kindness of a friend, the wonder of a starry sky, the satisfaction of learning something new, the delight of laughter that comes from deep within your belly. These are treasures no one can take from you. Let your days be shaped by thankfulness. At the end of each day, pause and remember 3 small things that brought you happiness or comfort. Over time, you'll find that the habit of noticing good things, however small, makes the whole world feel softer and more generous. If you ever feel pressure to hurry, to do it all, to be everywhere at once, come back to simplicity. Remember that you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to move at your own pace. Your worth is not measured by how busy you are, but by how present you are, by the depth of your listening, the tenderness of your touch, the sincerity of your smile. You are a human being, not a machine, and the world needs your gentleness far more than it needs your exhaustion. And let us never forget the quiet courage it takes to say no to more stuff, to more obligations, to more noise. Each no is a yes to something deeper, to rest, to creativity, to real relationships, to your own well-being. You are allowed to be selective with your time and your energy. The more simply you live, the more clearly you see what truly deserves your yes. If ever you find yourself longing for more, take a walk outside. Notice the changing seasons, the wisdom of trees that grow slowly and shed what they no longer need, the resilience of grass that bends but doesn't break, the song of birds who are content with very little and yet fill the world with beauty. Nature itself is our greatest teacher in the art of enough. At the end of this long conversation, my wish for you is not that you live with empty rooms, but with a full heart. I wish you joy that runs deeper than circumstance, relationships that are warm and lasting, memories that are rich and simple and true. I wish you the confidence to follow your own path, to treasure your own company, to keep returning to gratitude and hope and kindness, no matter how busy the world becomes. Thank you for listening, for sharing this quiet, honest moment with me, for daring to believe that less truly can be more. If these words found a home in your heart, please like this video. Leave a comment about the simple joys you love, and share it with a friend who might need encouragement. And subscribe so we can keep finding happiness together, one gentle day at a time. Remember, you are enough. You are loved, and there is so much beauty waiting for you in the gentle art of living simply. And so we carry on, you and I, through the gentle landscape of these thoughts, making our way quietly, step by step, through the fields and gardens of a simpler life. There is something precious about realizing that happiness is always closer than you think, that joy does not require a change of circumstance, but a change of attention, a willingness to open your heart to the goodness that is already here. If you close your eyes and listen, perhaps you can hear it now, the soft whisper of enough. The contentment that comes when you no longer have to measure your days by comparison, by numbers, by what you have accumulated. Instead, you learn to greet each morning with gratitude, to notice what is new and what is familiar, to let yourself be satisfied with a life that fits you gently and leaves space for your spirit to breathe. I want you to know that you are not behind, no matter where you are on your journey. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and every chapter, every slow day, every quiet victory, every lesson learned through difficulty belongs to your story. The beauty of a simple life is that you don't need to rush. There is no race, no scoreboard, no finish line that determines your worth. Each day is a new invitation to live with intention, to savor the small things, to let go of what you no longer need. You might find, as I did, that the memories you treasure most are woven from the fabric of ordinary days, the way the kitchen smells on a rainy afternoon, the sound of children playing outside, the comfort of familiar rituals that make your life your own. These are the threads that create the tapestry of a life well lived. Simplicity teaches us to cherish people over possessions, presence over performance, being over doing. It asks us to choose love over fear, trust over anxiety, curiosity over judgment. When you are tempted to compare your journey to someone else's, come back to yourself. Remember that your life is not meant to look like anyone else's. The world needs the gifts only you can offer, the love only you can give, the beauty only you can see. If you let yourself move at your own pace, savoring the sweetness of enough, you'll find that the need for more loses its hold, replaced by a gentle confidence that grows with every small act of gratitude and every quiet moment of peace. In a simple life, there is time for wonder, for the slow turning of the seasons, for the stories that live in the faces of old friends, for the laughter that bubbles up in the most unexpected places. You can walk at dusk and watch the sky change color, or sit with someone you love and listen to their dreams. You can spend an afternoon tending to plants, or writing down your thoughts, or making something beautiful with your hands. You will find over and over that happiness is not something you chase, but something you notice, something you nurture, something you return to every time you choose enough. Let yourself be gentle with your own growth. There will be days when the world feels too much, when the news is heavy or your worries are loud. On those days, let simplicity be your shelter. Step back from what overwhelms you. Return to your breath, to the steady rhythm of your heart, to the things that comfort and restore you. Make tea, read a favorite book, go for a walk, call someone who lifts your spirit. Remind yourself that it is enough to simply be, to rest, to take things one day at a time. You are never failing when you choose rest. You are practicing the wisdom of knowing what you need. And let yourself celebrate small wins, for in a simple life, every small step is a victory. When you make your bed in the morning, when you choose to eat well, when you listen to your needs and honor them, when you reach out to a friend or forgive yourself for a mistake, each of these is a step toward a life filled with gentle contentment. Do not wait for some distant, perfect moment to let yourself be happy. Happiness is here, in the everyday choices that make you feel safe and seen, in the rituals that remind you of who you are, in the connections that keep your heart open. If you find yourself facing loss, grief, or change, and we all do at one time or another, let simplicity help you carry what hurts. Let go of what you can and hold close what brings comfort. You do not need to fix everything or have all the answers. Sometimes the best you can do is to keep moving gently through your days, letting the small beauties and acts of kindness light the path ahead. There is courage in choosing hope, in continuing to love, in believing that even after heartache, joy will return. A simple life is also a creative life. With fewer distractions, you have more space to wonder, to invent, to play. Try something new. A recipe, a song, a sketch, a poem, a letter to someone you care for. Let yourself make mistakes and learn from them. Let yourself be delighted by the process, not just the outcome. In the quiet moments, you may hear the voice of inspiration calling you to try, to create, to bring something new into the world. This, too, is part of the happiness that simplicity brings, the freedom to express your own soul without fear of judgment, without the burden of perfection. As you live simply, let kindness be your guide. Every day offers you the chance to make the world softer. A kind word, a gentle touch, a smile for a stranger, a patient ear, a gift freely given. The impact of your kindness will travel farther than you can imagine, rippling outward to touch lives you may never meet. In the end, these are the things that will matter most. Not what you gathered, but what you gave. Not what you achieved, but how you loved. Thank you, dear heart, for letting me walk this path with you, for listening to these words and holding them in your own quiet way. If you found comfort here, Please like, comment, share, and subscribe so our gentle circle can grow, and so you can carry these reminders with you day after day. You are enough, you are cherished, and you will always find happiness waiting for you in the simple, quiet art of living with less and loving with more.